Hello, my name is Naija Milan Williams, and today I'll be talking to you about the ROPES model. So, the ROPES model is a PR communications format that answers the three questions that we covered in our last class assignment video about the Roundup of PR. So, it basically answers the questions of where are we going, and how do we get there. So, ROPES stands for Research, Objectives, Programming, and Evaluation. Research is where we would answer our first question of where are we? So, we would establish where we are, and we would do research based on our target audience and what we're trying to accomplish. And there are two types of research, primary and secondary. So, with primary, it's research that we're conducting organically off of our own efforts, and secondary research would be pulling findings from previously done research from other parties. Moving on to the second phase of the ROPES model, we have our objectives. So we're establishing objectives by answering the question of where do we want to go. So this would be recognizing our goals, recognizing the outcomes that we want to create from our program. And these outcomes are categorized by two different types of objectives. We have input objectives and we have output objectives. So input would be where you would determine the desired outcome of the program, while output would just be the produced works from the program itself. So not what would happen as a result of the program, but what is created in the midst of the program being executed. So far we've answered two questions of PR planning. Where are we with research, and where do we want to go with objectives? Now we're moving on to the third question. How do we get there? And that is the third stage of the ROPES model, which is programming. So programming is where you would establish everything that would go into executing this program that you're building. So here is where it'll be really important for you to establish your program theme, your key messages, the special events that you're going to execute for your target audiences, and the media that you're going to have engaging with your experience. So to break down media, you have to divide it into two different categories. You have uncontrolled media and controlled media. So controlled media is basically advertising. It's paid for, or also known as ad buys. It's paid for. So you have control over who's putting your message out, when they're putting it out, what size that message is going to be, whether it's in a print or billboard form, who's going to receive it, how often they're going to receive it, the frequency of the message. All of that is pretty much controlled because you're paying for it. You're getting what you pay for. So uncontrolled media, which is the exact opposite, it's organic. It's a less premeditated process. Most brands have relationships with certain gatekeepers, journalists, or influencers, but they aren't paying for the experience with their audiences. They're getting organic coverage because the journalist thinks that their audience will benefit from this information, or would be persuaded by this information, or could just simply learn something. But the con to uncontrolled media is you don't know if it's going to be good or bad. But the goal is good. The goal is always good. That's why you maintain good relationships. Key to PR. Moving into the fourth step of the ROPES model, we have evaluation. In evaluation, we would be measuring the outcome of our objectives. So here we would answer the questions of what worked, what didn't, where could we have improved, and what did we do well. So you would not only introduce new ideas for the next go round, but establish areas of improvement. Last but certainly not least, we have the final stage of the ROPES model, which is stewardship. In stewardship, we would be maintaining and nurturing pre-existing and new relationships with our target audience. So this would be fans, customers, brand supporters that were present with the brand before this program, and those that came in as a result of this program. I think stewardship is the most important step in the ROPES model because it gives brands the opportunity to not only reinforce their messages and maintain and nurture relationships with their audiences, but they do so in such a way where they can redeem themselves if they at all disappointed their audience throughout their programming process. I mean, in simple terms, think about it as a friendship. Who wants a friend who disappoints and doesn't make up for it? With no apology, no gesture to show their appreciation or their value for your relationship. Nobody. We all want good friends and we all want good brands. So we need good PR. The ropes model, it's essential.